2 months of updates. Things have been kind of crazy with us. Obviously you can see that my face is broken out a little bit. It's been a lot of stress. I do want to get back into the habit of making videos again. But there's a really good reason why I haven't been making videos. So for Maddie's 8-month, that's going to be from, that's March 23rd to April 23rd. Yes, would be. So I know I kind of touched a little bit on it when I did her 7-month update, because I actually did it the day before she turned 8 months. Yeah, or 7-month, yeah. But she obviously had her surgery. She had her surgery, and then she quickly lost. I got Mikey here too. Hey, I just realized I was wearing the exact same color sweatshirt I was wearing the other.
You're wearing that. I like it. Hi, you're wearing that.
Hi. I'm on YouTube.
I'm on your bottle. That's my mommy. I see my mom.
So, as many of you guys know, yeah, she had her, the button put in on the 23rd, and she was 7 months old. So, then shortly after, she ended up losing quite a bit of weight in a matter of 3 or 4 days. So she was put back in the hospital. And this time being put in the hospital, the doctors quickly blamed us, that it was our fault that she lost weight, and of course ticked me off quite a bit, and called Child Protective Services saying that we were missing feedings, and you know, at that time we still had a visiting nurse that came in right after her surgery. It was daily, so they said no, she's not missing feedings. You know, that was part of the reason she was put on the pump, was because that way I could sleep at night, because I was sleep deprived. So was Mike. You know, it's part of the reason he got in trouble with work for his other job, because he was, you know, very tired. I wasn't making videos. You know, we basically stopped everything just to make sure Mandy gained weight, and we were very frustrated. But they also put her on Marilax, and Marilax is a stool softener. But what it did to her was it was more of a laxative. She was pooping, and it was just diarrhea. And we weren't sure if they wanted it that way because of the surgery or what. That's why if she didn't have that doctor's appointment that Thursday, the 27th, I was going to call a regular pediatrician and say, look, she needs to come off of it, because we were watching her weight go down. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Well, they still called because they said, well, still, it just doesn't make sense. How is she losing so much weight? And I'm like, well, she's pooping it out. So, of course, instantly they took her off the Marilax. And of course, she started to put on weight. So, and we had the threat from, not from her regular pediatrician, from the doctors up at the hospital, that she lost a half an ounce, that she was going to be taken from us. And we're like, we were stressing more and more and more and more. And of course, the day before Good Friday, that Thursday, she finally rolled over. And we were ecstatic. But the week afterwards, she was like, oh, I can roll and roll and roll and roll. She didn't put on weight. So we were panicked that they were, of course they were going to take her from us. And panicked, and ultimately her pediatrician said, no, she's rolling, then that's good. She developed, yeah. And also, we introduced solids. We had been holding off, kind of doing like little sample tasting. So yes, at 7 months, we finally started solids. We didn't really do the baby-led weaning. It was more, we knew she was ready because I was holding her and Mike was sitting across from me and he was eating a muffin and she was just lunging forward, like, give it to me, I want it. And even during that stay, the end of March, she learned how to do raspberries. I posted that video. Can you do it? Go. She's like, no, Mommy, I'm supposed to be eating. She's like, Mama, I'm eating. Do it, go. She's not going to do it for you guys now. But anyways, my Mandy. So the first food she ever really tried, and actually we didn't give her his muffin, because even then when he was eating a banana, the doctor, no, it was the nurse that saw, she was just reaching and grabbing and just going like, I want that. And we had never seen her that eager for food, ever. So we said, can we start, and of course my plan still is to make food, but we were up at the hospital, I'm like, I had started making some of them for her, not a lot, but I had started, honey, I started making food. Which I maybe did mention it in her video. Yeah, that we started making food, but her first food she tried was carrots, and she loves them, and she still loves them. But she is doing so good. Up for her 8 months, it was a very trying 8 months. Because during the 8 months we were still dealing with Child Protective Services and basically showing them, and even having her pediatrician go, I've never seen, a couple, a parent to actually be so proactive about things. They don't walk in here and go, hey, because the biggest thing that actually upset my pediatrician, Michael, stop. The biggest thing that happened, well, not biggest thing that happened, but the thing that made, because they kept saying, what's the difference between home and the hospital? Because she would put on a lot of weight at the hospital. And obviously, we let her, move around and try to play. There in the hospital, she was just in the bed laying there. But the other thing is, this is an older home. Yes, we're lucky to not have a lot of lead, but we do have some lead. We found out where the lead, because we bought the house and we had to do a test of the house because it was it was an older home. So the bank required us to do a lead test in the house because we had Mikey. So we did the lead test. It came back that the only place that there was lead was in the kitchen. And so, of course, I said, well, we'll take care of it. But anyways, I said, a child should never be left alone in the kitchen anyways. So we took care of it. The company came back out, said, okay, yeah, the lead is contained. There's no lead in the house. So we're like, all right, that's great. So Mikey, of course, when he turned, we didn't get done when he was a year. He was 18 months. I was, 36 weeks pregnant with Tiny, and I went, oh crud, he came back as a 14. Granted, that was wrong because his lead level comes back now as a 7. His is 7, Tiny is a 6. But lead exposure can cause them to have a lack of appetite. So when I said that to the doctor, her pediatrician, he's like, oh my gosh, he's like, I never thought of checking her lead level. He's like, Gran, she's only, well, at the time she was only 7 months. He's like, but let's test it. Hers came back as a 4, so it's a little bit elevated, but not that much. So that's what we were dealing with, but she's doing good. All right, so right before she went into the hospital, she was 10 pounds, 7 ounces. So she was in the, like below, which you guys all know that. And then, on the 16th, April 16th, she was 13 pounds, 2 ounces, so she's in the first percentile. And that was a month ago, so I'll share her 9 months. So that's pretty good, I would say. To think about it, in a month's time, she gained like 4 pounds. Well, no, 3 pounds. Yeah, 3 pounds. Obviously, she slowed down a little bit when she came home from the hospital because she rolled over. So, all right, so I will now record the 9 month, trying to make her older. Hey, bye.